gentle whispering tone to the listener. Take a deep breath and exhale slowly. Let your body soften, piece by piece. Your shoulders, your arms, your face. There's nowhere else to be. There's no thoughts to chase. Just the flicker of firelight behind your eyes and the sound of my voice. You are safe here. You are ready to dream. Now our story begins. Tonight, far from the noise of kings and castles, in a valley wrapped in mist and moonlight, an old blacksmith sits in silence. The forge is dim now, just glowing embers, crackling like sleepy whispers. In ancient times, blacksmiths believed certain blades held spirits, but only if forged under the right moon. Tonight, that moon is full, and the fire has told its final tale. So the blacksmith leans back, closes his eyes, and lets the weight of stillness carry him into ember dreams. Welcome, traveler. You've done enough today, so now breathe. Gently, deeply, let yourself grow still. As the hush of twilight wraps around you, and the world begins to fade, like smoke curling from an old chimney, there is only your breath and the firelight behind your eyes. And here we begin. Our story sets sail in a quiet valley, a place forgotten by time, a village no longer marked on any map, where stone houses sleep with moss on their roofs, and the streets are nothing more than curved paths of worn earth and flattened cobble. It is here, near the edge of a slow stream and beneath the arms of tall, swaying trees, that a little forge hums its final note for the day. The forge does not roar, not now. Its fire has faded into a low, glowing bed of coals, like rubies buried under ash. Warm, steady, whispering. The blacksmith is old now, his beard silver, his hands calloused but kind. He sits beside the hearth, a simple iron blade resting across the anvil before him. He does not speak. There's no need. Part 2. The blade's secret breath. The forge has fallen quiet now, only the soft crackle of wood and the faint rhythmic ticking of an unseen water clock. Like a heartbeat, slow and steady, echoing somewhere in the room. Outside, the wind hums low, not howling, not cold, just enough to nudge the leaves, just enough to rattle the ivy climbing the stone wall. It brushes gently through the open window, cooling the air and swirling faint scents of ash, iron, and distant flowers. You can almost smell it. That beautiful blend of old wood, warm stone, and sleep-heavy earth. You are safe here. You are welcome here. The blacksmith, still seated, reaches for a cloth. He moves slowly, deliberately, as if even his breath might disturb the moment. He wraps the blade gently, like cradling a child, to hide it. Not to protect it, but as tradition, something passed down through generations. You see, in the forgotten folds of medieval time, some said a blade forged with silence and care could breathe. Not the breath of lungs, but the breath of presence, of purpose. And though the blacksmith would never say it aloud, there are nights he swears he hears it. A soft sigh from the steel. When the forge has cooled and the moon echoes in the anvil, the anvil rests like a mountain silent. It has seen hundreds of winters, and perhaps more dreams than even the blacksmith himself can remember. Its surface, dark with time, bears the tiny indentations of generations past, each one a moment of force, a mark of creation. A story sealed into iron. The blacksmith gently runs a finger over its edge, feeling its coolness now, a contrast to the fading warmth behind him. His hand slows. He closes his eyes, not from fatigue, but from memory. Long ago, He was a boy, standing in this very place, watching his father work, and before him, his grandfather. Each one a blacksmith, each one a keeper of quiet flame. He remembers the rhythm, the swing of hammer, the roar of fire, and the silence afterward. That sacred pause when the metal was complete, and the forge exhaled. Those were his favorite moments, not the noise, not the heat, but the stillness that followed. When time itself seemed to slow, and the blade just born gave off its very first breath. The anvil rests like a mountain, silent, ancient, unmoved. It has seen hundreds of winters, and perhaps more dreams than even the blacksmith himself can remember. Its surface, dark with time, bears the tiny indentations of generations past, each one a moment of force, a mark of creation, a story sealed into iron. The blacksmith gently runs a finger over its edge, feeling its coolness now, a contrast to the fading warmth behind him. His hand slows. He closes his eyes, not from fatigue, but from memory. Long ago, he was a boy, standing in this very place, watching his father work, and before him, his grandfather, each one a blacksmith, each one a keeper of quiet flame. He remembers the rhythm, the swing of hammer, the roar of fire, and the silence afterward. That sacred pause when the metal was complete, and the forge exhaled. Those were his favorite moments, not the noise, not the heat, but the stillness that followed. The lantern sways again, a soft creak in the timber above, a low whistle from the wind outside. And the coals, though faint now, still glow, orange, fading to gold, then to ash gray. A dance of color that mimics sleep. You too begin to drift with it, not abruptly, but like a feather falling, spiraling slowly, gently, downward. The blacksmith walks across the shop. His boots tap lightly on the wooden floor. Not hurried, not heavy. He moves like one who has lived here forever. He reaches for a small drawer. Opens it. Inside, a strip of pale linen, a sprig of dried rosemary, and a wax-sealed note never opened. It was left by his grandfather the night he died, a note to be read, not when sorrow struck, but when the forge finally grew quiet in his heart. The blacksmith picks it up now, not to open, but to hold, to feel its weight, to remember the hands that once folded it, sets it near the blade, a silent offering from one keeper of flame to another, and then he smiles. Not because something is ending, but because something is resting. Even iron must rest, even fire must dream. The forge, the blade, the anvil, the breath, all of it is part of the same song, one without words, one that has played for centuries. And now, you're part of it too. You are here in this hush, with glowing embers and sleeping metal. Every breath you take brings you closer to its rhythm. Slower, softer, still. Let the warmth linger. Let your limbs grow heavy. Let sleep come, not as a stranger, but as a friend. Outside the forge, the village is asleep. Every shutter is drawn, every lantern dimmed. Even the animals seem to have gone quiet, as if the night has wrapped them in stillness, and the stars themselves are listening. Far beyond the shop, a stream winds its way past the trees, murmuring softly to the roots and stones beneath it. Its voice is faint, but steady. It's like a lullaby sung in a forgotten tongue. The blacksmith listens, not to the stream, but to something even quieter. The blade. Some believe that if you listen closely enough, truly, deeply listen, you can hear the spirit in the steel, not with your ears, but with something older, something deeper. It isn't words, not exactly. It's sensation, feeling that the metal knows its purpose, knows its maker, knows that it is waiting for something, or someone. Tonight, the blacksmith feels that presence, as if the sword is not just cooling, but breathing, sleeping, and dreaming its first dream. He kneels beside it now, his hands resting softly on his knees. Fire barely glows, casting just enough light to kiss the blade's surface with a final orange shimmer. He doesn't touch it, not yet. Instead, he whispers, a prayer, not from any book, but from memory. Words handed down, from smith to smith, generation after generation. Cool as stone, strong as sky, silent as the wind that carries night. He pauses, a soft breath, a smile, then quietly. May the one who carries you walk with honor, may you never thirst for war. He opens his eyes. The forge is nearly cold. Just a soft haze of warmth lingers in the stones. The blade gleams once more, then seems to rest. Fully, as if hearing the words and settling into its new name. Yes, he has named it, not aloud, but within. All true blades have a name, even if no one ever speaks it. Now, the blacksmith stands. His joints creak, like timbers in an old house. He stretches slowly, gathering his shawl, draping it across his shoulders. And with one last glance at the blade, he moves toward the back room. Not to leave it behind. Never that, but to let it sleep, as he too must. And you feel it now, don't you? The hush, the heaviness, the softness behind your eyes, like coals settling into ash, like the wind slipping between shutters, like the old blacksmith closing the door to his forge and whispering, "Good night." There is nothing more to do, nothing more to know, only to sleep, to dream, with the fire, with the blade, the breath of ember and steel that still lingers in the air.